Thanks to EA for inviting me to this early access event so that I could try one of the most anticipated packs in a long time, so that I can in return provide you with an honest review based on my first impressions. I am so excited. My absolute favorite pack for The Sims 3 was the Pets expansion, and while Sims 4 Cats and Dogs is a standout too, I always felt a little sad that horses weren't included this time around. After Cottage Living skipped horses too, I kinda gave up hope. That pack was another instant favorite of mine, but now that the game had both pets and farms, it seemed unlikely that Maxis would release anything else animal related for The Sims 4. After all, how could they make an entire pack focused around just horses? Surely there wouldn't be enough content for it to be worthwhile. Enter the Horse Ranch expansion pack. I have been lucky enough to get early access to the pack through the EA Creator Network, though note that no money has been exchanged and this will be my unbiased review, and I'm excited to share my thoughts with you. We'll look at the cast first, then gameplay, the new world, the build buy, and the free base game updates which will come with the patch, and finish off with my overall thoughts. First thing I did after launching my game was create this small family with their 2 horses. I gave both the parents the nectar making aspiration and their daughter the horse riding one, as well as the new rancher and horse lover traits. From the get-go, I loved the clothing, especially the tops. It's great to see masculine Sims get plenty of options this time, as they are often left behind. Feminine Sims have decent variety of bottoms as well, although I was disappointed at the lack of higher waisted ones once again. The general color palettes of the clothing feel natural and there's enough variety, though a few more brighter colors would have been welcome. Absolutely obsessed with all the dirty and distressed swatches. If you know me, you know I'm weak for worn looking things. Give my Sims rags and trash! There aren't very many hairs, but the ones included are nice and feel universal and versatile and seem to be well made. This braid and this bun are my favorites. We also got 3 new facial hairs for Mask Sims, which I do approve of. Sadly, there are almost no new items for kids once again, which always makes me sad. I would have really liked at the very least to see the hairs converted for kiddos, as well as a few more country clothes. I like to play with all ages, and the children being forgotten or left time and time again disappoints me. At least we got this cute as heck horsey onesie for infants though. Now for the best part of Create a Sim, the Horse Maker. The very first thing I noticed was the variety of features and customization for horses. So pleased we have access to the same paint mode for horses as we do for cats and dogs. Can't wait to see all the beautiful hand-painted animals the community will create. I know I'll be making all my favorite cartoon horses. There are multiple body types and you can morph the horse's features just like cats and dogs, or you can choose from a huge list of preset breeds and coats. Horses have 2 outfits, everyday and riding, and you have a variety of saddles, bridles, and accessories that you can use for each. Looks like you have to use a saddle for the riding outfit, so bareback riding isn't a thing. This is gonna disappoint a lot of people, but actual occult unicorns aren't included. You can equip this unicorn horn onto your horse, which will add visual and audio effects and change their voices, and which will be inheritable by foals, but the Sims 4 unicorns won't have any special powers. All in all, love the cast content, though the lack of stuff for children is really disappointing. I'm glad to see masculine Sims receive some love, and the quality of items is top-notch. With my test family ready and geared up, I was ready to try out the gameplay. I randomly picked this empty lot in the neighborhood and just plopped my little family there. Loading in, I already noticed a dozen build-by features that I liked, but I wanted to see the horses in action, so building would have to wait. First things first, got to befriend your horses and start learning the horse-related skills. Horses have 4 skills: temperament, endurance, agility, and jumping, while Sims just have the horse riding skill. Temperament seems to increase whenever you interact with your horse at all, endurance builds up during all horse riding activities, while jumping and agility you have to train with equipment. Those last 2 seem to just be for competitions. I know we'd already seen it in the trailers, but the horses are truly so beautifully animated. I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to horse animations in games, and I hate it when they're badly done, and I have to say, the team nailed it. I also love the difference in the riding animations between Sims of different riding skill and how the horses themselves react to bad riders. I haven't dwelled particularly deep into the aspirations yet, as they were incomplete at the time of early access, but so far they look like they'll be a great addition. My Legacies Let's Play will definitely be aiming for these as soon as possible. All horse competitions are rabbit hole based, which doesn't bother me personally, but it's worth noting to avoid disappointment. Competitions are open all day from 7 AM to 7 PM, but you can only participate in 1 per day with any specific horse. If you have multiple horses, you can take each of them to compete every day. Oh, also baby horses. Foals are so freaking cute. I honestly don't know how to handle it. You can bottle feed them, and they will also feed from any adult mare regardless of whether they're related or not. And you can teach them to eat prairie grass, which I presume will also mean they'll learn to eat the hay from the feeder. Based on my playthrough, horse care seems doable and straightforward. The only need I sometimes struggled with for my horses was their sense of fun, as they often didn't want to play with the ball, and telling them jokes only worked so much. Overall, the horse-related gameplay is great so far, and I can't wait to try out more. My one big complaint is that just like cats and dogs, horses do take up a sim slot in your household but are not controllable. This has bothered me ever since cats and dogs were added, and since the household size was not increased, it will make it difficult to have full houses with lots of pets. The other new major gameplay that comes with this pack are the smaller animals and the nectar making. I'm very excited about nectar making, as in my Sims 3 days, my legacy family were avid nectar appreciators, and I had bottles that were 10 plus generations old and worth over 1 million simoleons. I gave it a quick go with the mother of our test family, and at first glance it feels similar so far. The goats and the sheep are to die for. I'm obsessed with them. They are incredibly cute, and unlike the animals in cottage living, are not tied to an object but have free roam of your lot if you let them. They'll often curl up and sleep next to the horses in their stalls, and you can see them all interacting together. You can harvest wool from the sheep and milk from the goats, and even teach them tricks. I love them. Overall, the gameplay additions that I got to experience are excellent, and I'm really looking forward to horsing around to my heart's content. Now, the main thing people were worried about with horses was the lack of open world. Would horses have space to run around and be ridden? I guess one solution was to make the world with big neighborhoods and lots of open space. The world is gorgeous, with a slightly arid climate, which is very reminiscent of some of my favorite areas in Red Dead Redemption 2. As a European, the regional climates in America are a little hazy to me, but from what I've gathered, it's inspired by Southwest USA. Each of the 3 neighborhoods has a distinct style. Riders Glen gives the impression of being the outskirts of a small ranching/farming town, and in the distance you can see sprawling vineyards in one direction and canyons in the other. New Appaloosa is the center of the town, with all the community lots, including the equestrian center, and to my non-American mind it's giving the impression of a more modern Western American town, complete with building with fancy facades, arid-looking air, and canyons right around the corner. The third and final neighborhood is the actual canyons themselves. Galloping Gulch only has 3 buildable lots, but plenty of space to ride around and explore, and there may be some secrets to uncover in a cave nearby. There are 13 buildable lots, including an empty 64x64, and pre-built ones are beautifully done by talented builders. I didn't take a real look at any of the townie families, as townie shenanigans have never been my cup of tea, but I did meet a few of the Sims shown in the trailer. Overall, the world is beautiful and spacious, and I'm glad that there's enough lots to build on, as well as space for horses to roam. The style feels fresh and very fitting for this pack, and despite the canyon vibes, it feels distinct from other more deserty Sims 4 worlds. I haven't had a chance to build a ranch yet, as the horses hogged most of the limited time I had, but the build by looks good at first glance. It has rustic ranch vibes, which I can see mixing well with many items from cottage living and cats and dogs especially. I can't wait to get building with this new stuff. For once, I feel like the swatches on the items are ample and versatile, and I'm especially pleased with all the worn-looking furniture. And the kitchen counters are now my favorite counters out of all the kitchens in the game. The beds and sofas have gorgeous meshes with a good selection of swatches with beautiful textures. One thing I noticed is that the sofa doesn't come in a love seat form, and I really wish every sofa set would have a matching 3 and 2 piece plus an armchair to complete the set. One of the best parts of the build by might just be the plethora of wooden walls we got. We've got both freshly built and painted looking, or worn and rustic looking, and my absolute favorite, this log cabin wall thing. All the windows and doors come in matching wood and painted tones, and there's even matching swatches for the cheapest basic base game door. As I said earlier, I didn't really have time to fully explore the build by, so there may be things for me to discover and my opinion of the collection might change. But at first glance, I'm impressed with the selection of items and swatches, and I can't wait to get to building some ranches and cottages for my farmer Sims. One long overdue update coming along with this pack is the ability to change ceilings. For the lucky few who never noticed, up until now all ceilings in The Sims 4 have been blank, flat, pristine white, which is okay in a modern build but looks horribly out of place in others. Anytime I built a rustic cottage or a ruined church or anything like that, the whitewashed ceilings really got on my nerves. With this update, we can customize the ceilings to our heart's content. Any floor swatch can be used here, including some new ones which will come handy. The only question now is whether to go back and re-upload everything I've ever posted to the gallery. We're also getting some Native American CAS items and recipes along with the update, which sounds great. It's wonderful to see more representation being added to the game for free. Plus, there are a number of new swatches for existing items as well. Overall, I'm really impressed with this pack and the level of care and dedication put into it. I adore horses and I have been wistfully hoping they'd one day get added to The Sims 4. Also, I'm extremely picky when it comes to horses in video games, but this pack is shaping up to be an absolute smash hit for me. If horses and ranching aren't your Sims thing, then this pack may appeal to you a little less than it does to me, as it's definitely centered around those things. I've seen people express concern that there might not be enough content for an expansion pack, and while I personally disagree, I think it's important to listen to your gut and maybe wait for a sale if you're unsure. I hope you found this review helpful. Please leave a like if you did. Thank you for watching. Until next time.